So today I'm going to give a little brief tutorial on how to reroot a doll hair on a Sindy doll. This doll was popular in the 60s. I just happened to have her. She's one of my favorites, but her hair was really like gluey, matty from being hot and old. So I cut all of the hair off and pulled all of the hair out through the neck hole. Including, unfortunately, her eyelashes. I didn't really mean to do that, but it happened. So anyway, there are some great tutorials already out there. I'll link them on how to remove the hair and how to do this rerooting process, sort of step by step. But I'm going to show you sort of the process of how I've been working on it. This is how much I have left. I'm using the existing holes that are in her scalp already. So I'm just going back in through the same holes that the hair was originally put in. The one thing that I have learned with this project that I wish I had done through the whole project was I was really rooting large pieces of hair, and I didn't really need to be rooting that much. As you can see, Cindy's gonna have a gigantic ponytail. Okay, so I should have been using probably about half as much hair. So I'm gonna show you how much hair in these next sections, about how much you should probably use. So I probably should have said before I started, I have 2 colors of hair. I have a tiny set of an adjustable wrench, because my needle is kind of short. A needle that's kind of got a bigger eye to it. I have quilting thread, a set of scissors, and a tiny hairbrush. So you're going to take your little chunk of hair and basically fold it as close to in half as you can, and you're going to hold it with its little keyhole loop right there. Then you're going to take one of your strands or a piece of quilting thread. It doesn't really matter how long, probably like 6 inches or so, and you're going to go through the loop. Okay, then I pull it tight and pinch this edge right here. So I hold it with my left hand and I pinch it with my right hand like that, and then I hold this part. Okay, then I come in with the needle and I sort of pinch it in between these 2 fingers like this. This again is just how I've found that it's been pretty easy for me to do. Then you double over the string like this. You got a loop. So hopefully I can do this and not shake myself to death right now, but basically you're just taking your loop and bringing it through the needle like this. So now you've got your needle and you've got your little hair plug, okay, like this. So you hold this in your right hand and you get your doll head. So we are going in again through an existing hole, and you just use your brush to kind of like keep it tidy-ish. All right, this is the hole right here where I just did the last one. I'm gonna put this next hair plug in this hole that is right beside it. Just stick the needle in and push it down as far as you can. I've been swimming, so my little calluses are not doing so hot. Flip it over, and this is where if you had a longer needle, you might be able to just like pull the needle straight through, but my needle is not quite long enough. So that's where the little adjustable wrench is going to come into place, and I just go in and grab the needle and I just pull it until it pulls through the doll head. Then you're going to bring your lock of hair up, and this is kind of like doing a chain, like crocheting a chain, if you do that sort of thing. So basically you're going to bring this piece of hair through this piece of hair, and this kind of got a little mussed up, but as you can see there's a hole like where the hair is split in half. So you're going to bring your needle through that hole and you're going to pull your other hair through. So what is happening is this red piece is then going to be pulled down and lock the orange piece into place. So once you have your second piece pulled through your first piece, you can then take your thread off of the original, and now you've got this loop. You want to hold on to the second one right here. You'll flip the doll hair over, and then you're going to come back in here and get the one that was next to it, which was this red one, which is this one right here, and you're going to pull it. Okay, and that is going to lock that hair in place. So this one, you don't pull that one. This one's still kind of like the live hair. This one is the one that you've locked into place. So each one has been locked into place by the previous one. So then you're ready for your next set. One thing that I have run into also is I was a little bit rough on the first couple of rounds, and you may be able to see I kind of split just a tiny bit along her neck. So be careful when you are working right here. Don't pull so hard like right against, just pull up instead of against the doll head. Okay, so then we're gonna get another piece of hair. Again, you're going pretty small. In some of the holes on the pre-existing holes, you might want to get a bigger chunk if the hole is bigger, so it's not going to pull through. So again, you just got a little wisp like this. Fold it in half like this, so you've got your loop. Get your thread. Drop your thread. Pick your thread back up. Get your thread. Pull it through like this. Pinch it. So you've got your little lock. You've got your little pinched piece. Hold this part in your hand. Find your needle. Are you kidding me? Like, I've managed this whole time, and then I get filming, and then I can't find it. Are you kidding? This is crazy. What in the world? Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay. Here again. You're taking your thread, and in order you could go like from the ends and put them through, but that is way too complicated. Okay, so by taking this loop, by taking the loop like this, you can just pull it through easier than having to thread the actual ends of the thread into the needle. Okay, so again, you got my hands kind of like this. All right, let me get Cindy's head. Okay, I'm just gonna pick, so this part right here is, I think, where her bangs were, or kind of her part was. So this is kind of a far jump for the next one, which is kind of the next one in line. So I'm actually gonna go up to this one and put that as the spot for my next hair plug. Oops. All right, so once you push it down, push your needle in as far as you can, you're gonna flip it over, hold this piece to the side, and it's probably hard for you to see in here, but you can, this is where you're gonna pull your needle through. And again, if you have a longer needle, you might be able to just pull it through without having pliers or a wrench, but it's also kind of hard on your fingers, so this kind of helps pulling this through. Okay, so here's our second hair plug. Again, here's where the you're gonna go through the middle of this and pull it through. You want to keep your hair plugs as close to, you don't want to pull them out too much because the hair gets messy, and then it doesn't, it's not as clean when you pull the hair to lock it in place. Okay, so once you pull that second one through, you come back to the top and you get the last hair plug. And again, this is getting a little bit harder as there's more hair, but oops. The last hair plug, which is this one, and you pull it and lock that in place. And then see, this is, as you can kind of see, this is the short one right now, because this is our live hair that we're getting ready to lock into place the next time. So you're just going to keep repeating that process. I am going to come all the way around this circle here. Of the hair put in. I can't actually even find the spot where it stopped. I am probably going to flat iron her hair. As you can tell, it's kind of like hooked out with a McDonald's arches look right now. So I will straighten it with a flat iron on a really low setting. There's some great tutorials about how to do that online, so I may film that and show that to y'all as well. And I will probably cut some more of her hair because, as you can see, she is like real snooty looking right now because her hair is so heavy it's pulling her head back. So that's another tip, and that's where if you didn't have so many hairs in each root, it would not have ended up and been that heavy. So overall, I'm really pleased with how she turned out. I was using the original holes, and if I can tell that there's a little spot right here where I wish I had put an extra hair or two, I might go back in and put a couple in there so that it looks a little more natural. So anyway, overall, I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and I hope that this was helpful to y'all, and I will make another video and show you something else about dolls sometime soon.